Hi everybody. Today we're doing something a little different, and that is we are looking through my portfolio. This is a little tour of specifically my marker portfolio. So this is my portfolio case with full of sketches, some commissions, sketches that I do at conventions. Just about all of these are done in marker, and they've all been done with the steps that I've been showing you in my previous videos. So I thought you guys might be interested in seeing some of these. The one we're looking at right now, that is Dippy the Dead Kid from the Die Kitty Die series that I do with my partner and pal, Dan Parent. So that's Dippy. And from Dippy, we're going to, first we're looking at, this is a drawing I did of Betty and Reggie in a romantic embrace. That's always been a popular coupling with fans of Archie, so I went ahead and I drew it. And over here, another popular theme at conventions are the Archie characters, either mashed up with other characters or cosplaying as other characters. And in this case, we have Veronica as the Scarlet Witch. And over here we have Supergirl, specifically the 1960s Silver Age Supergirl. And over here we have Superboy. Superboy is actually, if you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook, lately I've been doing the Legionnaire of the Day, where every day I draw a different member of the Legion of Superheroes. And Superboy here is from that set. So if you haven't been following me on Instagram or Facebook, I urge you to do so. Headshots of all the Archie characters are always popular, especially Betty here. So this is a Betty head sketch. And these measure 9 inches by 12 inches. Done on Bristol. Here's Reggie. I'm not sure. I think Reggie may have been the subject of a past video. Now here are a more realistic take on Veronica, and then a more realistic take on Betty. Way back when Archie Comics was toying around with with modernizing their characters before their reboot, I decided to give it a shot. And of course, we know how that turned out. Okay, these are from the Legionnaire of the Day series. And we have here Duo Damsel, one of my favorites. And we have a founding member, Saturn Girl. Both of these are very recent. And then there is an Archie head sketch. And this one was from a recent video. Veronica too. Veronica was from a recent video as well. More from the Legion series. We have Chameleon Boy, seen here with his shape-shifting little pet, Proddy. And we have Invisible Kid. Poor, doomed, Invisible Kid. I mentioned before the oddball pairings in Archie can often be popular, and here we have another popular one is Jughead and Betty. I guess this happened on Riverdale, the TV show. Here's another popular piece, headshots of the characters grouped together. I usually try to keep a piece like this, and this one tends to be pretty popular. It usually gets grabbed up at a convention, so I am always drawing this one a lot. There's Shrinking Violet from the Legion series. And And there is Poison Ivy with the Audrey 2. Oh, nothing is more popular at conventions than Minions. Minions stop a lot of traffic. And this is, of course, Jaws Minions. And this was colored by hand using marker. And there is Evil Heart, Reggie's identity from the Super Teens. And I never got around to coloring him. I really should color him. Let's see. Oh, here we have a headshot of Wolverine. This one, I believe I did as a color demo in one of my classes last year at the Kubert School. And over here, this is Sue Storm. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four. I used as a model for Sue was the actress who played poor Jill Masterson in the James Bond movie Goldfinger. I'm blanking out on the actress's name right now, but the character Jill Masterson is probably most famous for being painted gold by Goldfinger. And in that movie, to me, she always just looks like a perfect Sue Storm, especially that early 60s Jack Kirby Sue Storm. Here is a Fleischer Studios Superman holding a fellow Fleischer Studios property, Betty Boop. And I did this as part of an audition for the Betty Boop comic from a couple of years ago. I didn't get the gig, but it did go to my good friend Giselle Legacy, who really did a beautiful job with that book. If you could find the trade, it really is a beautiful package. And speaking of Giselle, this is one of her characters from one of her upcoming one-shots. This is Icy Kill, I believe, from the Nightingale. I think that's the name of the one-shot from her upcoming one-shot. I think it's called Nightingale. I'm not 100% sure on that, and Giselle will kick me if I'm getting that wrong. Scarlet Witch. Kind of a mix of an updating of the Scarlet Witch costume and that classic Jack Kirby headdress, which I always liked. And then the Savage She-Hulk in her savage white torn shirt. All done in marker, Copics. This Betty as Black Canary. As I said before, mashups, especially the girls as superheroines. Betty as Black Canary. Betty as Supergirl is always popular. Veronica as Wonder Woman. Betty as Power Girl. Here we have Rogue in her original costume, which is always the one I preferred on her, but I'm probably in the minority there. This one, believe it or not, gets a lot of attention. This one stops traffic at conventions. I told you about the odd pairings, and here Archie with Miss Grundy, and this is straight from the Riverdale TV show. Only in that case, Miss Grundy was young and hot, and yeah, I know how that turned out. So you don't have to clear it up for me. But this one, if I leave my portfolio open to this on my table, people just stop. Yeah, they're mostly grossed out by it, but everybody has to stop and look at this one. And from what I understand, Archie wasn't a fan that I did this one. And there is a Black Canary. And there's a Archie head. And there is a Jughead head. And another Reggie head. And this is Betty and Veronica done more in the Riverdale style. And here we have, this was a really kind of a design sketch of a character from Die Kitty Die who appeared in Die Kitty Die, Hollywood or Bust. This is a character I came up with called the Hexecutioner. And this I did as a color guide for our colorists. And this is Kitty herself as Wonder Woman. This one gets a fair amount of attention too. Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is a lot of fun to draw, and he's a lot of fun to color. One of my favorite X-Men, Iceman. If you've been a student of mine, you've probably heard me go on and on about Iceman. There he is. This is Scarlett Johansson as the Black Widow from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that is Phantom Girl. This one predates, actually, my Legionnaires of the Day series. So she's actually in her first appearance outfit, which I kind of prefer, but a lot of people really like her disco suit from the 70s. Captain Marvel. Yeah, I don't care what DC calls him. To me, he's always Captain Marvel. And Power Girl. Power Girl is always popular. Superman. And this is sort of a recent Superman. That's why he has those really those unnecessary details, like the weird belt and those wrist cuffs, whatever they are. I'm not a fan of those. Spidey. Spidey's always fun to draw. I always like to keep a good Spider-Man around. Cheryl Blossom. Cheryl Blossom is always very popular. And there is a classic Archie and Betty trying to do a little Harry Lucy for this one. Harry Lucy, probably my favorite of the Archie artists. And then we have revisiting the coupling of Archie and Miss Grundy in zombie fashion. Just about zombie anything is pretty popular. Whenever I zombify the Archie characters, people can't seem to get enough of that. So here they are. So that's it. That's my tour of my marker portfolio. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was a little different. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know. Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked it, please click like. I'll certainly be happy to do more videos like this from time to time. A lot of these sketches, and this, in fact, this whole portfolio case, I always have on display at my table at conventions. Now we're very close to New York Comic-Con as of this recording. New York Comic-Con is just a couple of weeks away, really. So, and that will wrap up the convention season of 2019 for me. That's the last convention that I'm down for. And then we'll see about 2020. So, if you guys can't make it out to a convention to see me, I hope, hope this video is at least a little bit of a substitute. I also have a sketchbook with a lot of marker sketches that I've previously had. Oh, there are the Minions again. And there's Arya Stark. A lot of different sketches in here. Batman and Superman. Die Kitty Die as Harley Quinn. So a lot of different sketches, different commissions. So I always have this available at conventions too. And I do sell this through my website, FernandoRuizEverybody.com. So if you're interested in one, just let me know. Okay, that's it for me. Thanks again for tuning in. I hope this was at least moderately interesting for you guys. Please let me know either way. I could take bad news, so please let me know either way. And as always, subscribe, click like, share, and I will see you in the next video very soon. Thanks a lot, everybody.